I need to record this about that game. But realistically, family, like what I want you guys to understand is that for the most part, a lot of people are just trading with these retail patterns. But in reality, when stuff like this happens, like when the market just pushes up like this, like most people are one, they're looking for buys. Two, they just don't understand what to look for even to position themselves in for sell, right? So what I want to show you guys, right, really was just this in a nutshell, right? If you guys want homework, I'm telling you, here, I'm about to pull up a picture. Give me 1 second. So boom, right? To me, right, the reason why I'm so bearish is because, in my opinion, right? What do I know? I don't know nothing. But in my opinion, right, gold is bearish, right? And what we did prior to obviously coming down here, right? We were distributing, right, up in here, right? This is actually the if you guys are actually following my calls since the beginning of August, right? We caught the top of gold, right? So that was caught on stream, no drawdown, right to the low, right? 1680 is really where we were targeting. We were targeting that COVID low. I'm still personally holding that, right? And I know a few of my teammates are a few of my students are as well. But realistically, if we come back to just price action, right, and as it was developing, right, in the 15 minute, like I said, if you guys go literally just type in Wyckoff redistribution and go to the 15 minute and look at gold, right? It was the epitome of that because what you have to understand is after that up thrust after distribution, right? We don't really come back and test that top area. That's where a lot of people go wrong with UTADs and springs. They expect it to be kind of like an institutional area where we then come back and we test it and we react, and they don't understand that the direction of the market, right? It's already, I'm not gonna say it's predetermined, but there's certain things that it's gonna do before, like, to allow it to even go up. So it's not just gonna go up without doing certain things. And this is where I want you guys to stop having that FOMO per se, because like I said, we'll never miss a trade. That's why even at 9:30 open, sometimes when price runs, we're able to scale in and find a new position, and it's because of price action, right? So I'm really a price action trader because, like I said, there's times where price might get invalidated, right? There's times where, to me, price just doesn't look as ideal as it should. And really looking at price right now, as long as we close below this, like if we close below this, then I would be more intrigued to kind of look for a lower area for some, right? Like literally, I'm talking like we only really have to come back into here. Me wanting it to come into here it could be the fact that I just like to have the best R&R. But then it also comes down to the fact that more likely than not, right? I've lost from like taking positions like even like this, right? So we had this position here. If you took this position right off the top, you might have got hit out, right? And the reason for that is because you wouldn't have waited for liquidity to get captured, because as soon as liquidity, right, gets captured, we really break down fairly fast, right? So literally, the way that the way that these things move, like you would just have to expect 9:30 to me, quick, just like quick, just boop. This is really what I would expect to see, right? Like I said, to me, I don't really see anything stopping us from continuing lower. That's just my opinion. Because a lot of people have been messaging me the last couple of days, and like they're like, "Yo, should I buy gold? Should I buy gold?" And I'm like, there might be a small opportunity now, but it's not something that I would really sit here and trust myself. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and take a position. Like, I'm not gonna buy gold. Okay, look, I'm gonna show you something, right? Let's go to daily, right? Why would I buy something that's been going down since literally July 2020? You have to understand, like, we've been selling off. Yeah, yeah, we've gone up within that time. But since August, like literally since 2 years ago exactly, we've been bearish. So that's the reason why I'm not really looking for long-term buys, right? The other reason why I'm not really looking for long-term buys is because if I really just compare XAU to like ETH or BTC, ETH and BTC, right, in 2019 really corrected all the insufficiencies. Like if we go to the weekly, right? 2019, when we came back in here, 2020, sorry, right? When we came back into this area in 2020, right? Everybody and their grandmother thought Bitcoin, ETH, whatever was gonna go to the moon once it hit like 10K, 13K, and then it came all the way back down to like four, right, 3.5, and people were sitting there crying, saying that it's gonna go to zero, right? So to me, I think it's the same thing with metals, right? People, I feel like had FOMO. People got in at all-time highs. People started buying silver and gold at all-time highs instead of buying it at all-time lows, right? Or at least buying at optimal price areas. Like when I first started trading gold, if I just bought a little bit of gold and just held it, right? I bought probably some gold chains or something like that, but I never bought anything like crazy, right? And so the gold chains I bought, like some of the gold that I put diamonds in it, being just an idiot, being a young kid. So it's like it's not even worth as much. So I'm sitting there and it's like, damn, like I got this gold. I bought the gold when it was cheap, but then I put these diamonds in it, and now it's not even worth as much as it could be if I just bought a solid gold, right? Because I want it to be cool. So like, there's certain things where it's like, don't make the same mistakes. Like, I rather go for silver than gold, right? I tried to buy this gold, not knowing that, like I said, I could ruin the value of it by putting diamonds and putting these other things into it. But silver, it's like I don't care to wear silver, so I just bought silver bricks, right? Felt like Pablo Escobar, right? Just some silver bricks, right? Just stuff it under the mattress, right? And we're good, right? But at the end of the day, it really comes down to diversifying assets because you don't want to get caught with just having money in the bank, just having fiat currency, just having silver, just having crypto. Like you want to be able to diversify in case like what if they all go, right? And now all of a sudden the main source of currency is weed. What if can you imagine that? Like then the whole world is in a different state, right? So you really just have to sit there and understand that there's a big change going on. Um, right now, kind of looking at gold, right? It's just kind of doing that thing. Like I said, 30 and gold both just kind of look like unless 30 comes into here, like I said, like I wouldn't really be intrigued to sell in here, right? Because I don't really like to sell where there's liquidity, right? And to me, this is just not clear enough for me to like, especially because we didn't break down below this previous higher low. So we made a higher low instead of making a lower low. So my eyes like it almost makes sense for us to continue to go up higher, right? So now if we could potentially look, right, 3 minute, 5 minute, right? Looks like 5 minute, we're getting a little bit of pop to the upside. Yeah. So we could get a bounce at the top of the hour, or at the top of the 30 minute, right? 15 minute didn't break, right? It would just be a matter of kind of scaling into a position. Looks like we got a little 3 minute IPA here. So realistically, we could look for something like this, right? Be looking for this 3 minute, I'll push back into this 3 minute area, right? At 9:30, we could really just see kind of like a spike down into this area. Like I said, it'll be quick. So with 30, like you really gotta be quick with these triggers because like I said, like let's say for example, it comes and hits this line and then it comes back to exactly where it's at, right? That would hypothetically be like 26 points. Like I personally like as soon as I miss it like 4 points, I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn, I missed it. Like I'm not sitting there really tripping. And one of the things I really learned that didn't really it took a while to really click was, sometimes the best trade is no trade. And it's like you're never gonna lose money from not taking a trade, but it's like you'll always lose money from being undisciplined. So this is why you really have to ask yourself, like, is it okay to come like people will almost get mad at me. Yo, cash and call out no trades. Cash and it's like, why would I call out a trade when we just caught 400 points yesterday? Clearly you didn't do something in order to put yourself in that position where now you don't have to trade, because financial freedom and time freedom entails that I don't have to look at a chart all day every day. I don't want to have to look at charts all day every day unless I'm teaching. That's the only time I want to have to look at the charts, or unless I'm trading. And it's like when I'm trading, I don't even need to be on trading view. I could be on the go. I just need my phone, right? People really look at me like, yo, how do you do that, Cash? It's repetition. You got to just put in the hours. I put in that 10,000, right? So realistically, right now for 30, this is kind of what I'm looking for. As long as this next 6 minutes doesn't just melt, and this 15 minute, 30 minute doesn't close ugly. Like as of right now, it looks pretty good. We might get another spike down at, like I said, I would wait 5 minutes. I would anticipate for it to come down within the next couple of minutes, right? I just really pay attention to these 9:30 opens, right? 9:30. I feel like the 30-minute opens and the hourly opens are some of the most important, especially for gold, because gold will look so ugly until like the last like 2 minutes of the hour, and then all of a sudden it falls 100 points, and then you're like, oh, I shouldn't have closed, or like, oh, I should have held, right? So even looking at gold right now, I like the way that we're kind of breaking back down. Silver, same thing, right? We broke structure to the downside. Silver was really tripping me because I was like, that's why I was really even hesitate yesterday with gold sells, because I was like, what is silver doing? Silver just right. What silver just ended up taking liquidity the same way, and kind of looking at things from the higher perspective, right? It looks like we kind of came in and filled this 4 hour imbalance. So silver looks good to go to keep dropping as well. Um, and it kind of makes sense, like I said, just really looking at it from this perspective. Like we have all this liquidity here, so people that were really just selling, right? People that sold late, all this late selling pressure, all this selling pressure leading into New York. Once we break above, right, and capture all this liquidity, we actually came back. It looked like we mitigated a little bit off this 15-minute area. So silver kind of looks good in my eyes to get that continuation lower, right? And even looking at 30, like I said, it's coming into this area right now. Ideally, it would be kind of nice too. Like I said, I would still want to see it touch this area and then kind of react out, like I say, just because um 9:30 wise, like I said, like if this candle doesn't close bullish, like it kind of wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense to me to just have this candle sweep up here, fill this 50-minute IPA. Because like I said, I just look at perspective from both sides. So like we fill 50-minute IPA there. So now in my eyes, we could actually go down. Like we don't actually have to keep going up. So this is why it's just being patient. But I like this 3-minute area because like I said, it's small, right? We have this IPA right here. But like I say, if you're patient, like I said, you can wait till 9:30. You'll probably get a lower risk than what we have right here. Because like I said, this is being like moderately safe. Because realistically, like this is really the parameters that I really look at. I'll look for it to come here, right? And I'll just wait for a close, a candle closes. If we close below this whole structure or whatever, then boom, I'm off this. But for the most part, it's like I'm not really using big stop loss. I'm using like 20 points, right? 20 point, 30 point at the very most. And 20, 30 points on US30 to me is pretty good, right? Because you even see yesterday that we caught like 400, right, just from one entry. And it's like if you're risking 30 for 400 every time, like that that's pretty good, right? So like I said, 30. Um, it didn't really hit my line. So for me, I'm very kind of just like meticulous with that. Like if it doesn't hit my line, I'm not gonna take it. So I'm personally not in. But realistically, this whole 3-minute candle is valid. Like I said, it just matters where you want to put your stop loss, right? You could put your stop loss right at the low. It'll be probably about like 10, 15 points. You could put it a little bit lower, it'd be like 20 points. But as for right now, 30, 30 just looks good to go to the upside, in my opinion. Um, but we will see, right? Obviously, what will take place. $30. Then we have actually, yeah. So 30 kind of looks like the best. the best setup at the moment. Nas is already kind of making its way up. Um, so like I said, 30 within the next minute. If it punches down, especially, that would be even prettier in my eyes. Right? If it spikes down right at the beginning of that 30-minute, would be beautiful in my eyes. Right? So like any push down. So understand like if it pushes down into here, this is why I say like having that stop below the low would be safe. But realistically, like this is something where in my eyes we'll be able to break even like fairly quick. Right? It won't have to be one of those ones where you really have to guess. Like I would really just anticipate us to react here at the beginning of this 30-minute, like punch down and get that continuation higher to then obviously make our way up to that same area that we were kind of looking at before, right? So now we can see 9:30, we push down, so I would get in, right? Like I said, stop below the low would be safe. Um, boom. All right. So like I said, stop below this low would be safe. Spike down, that's ideally what you want to see at the top of the 30-minute candle, right? So as long as we don't close below this low on the 5-minute, like we should be good. So I personally just set my limit lower so I don't have to look at it, but I'm personally in. So looking at Nas going up, gold not really doing nothing either. Yeah, so gold looks like potentially, right? We just took that low. There's no wick on the bottom side. We could punch up. Like I said, I think gold will really just, I don't even know if we'll come all the way up to here, right? But I really anticipate gold to continue. Lower 30. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a reaction out of our area, right? Yeah, so 30, right? If you want to adjust your stop loss, I would move my stop loss up now to 31064, right? I have mine at 310770 personally. That's where I put mine. So I only risk about like 20 points. So as of right now, you guys should be up a 1 to 2. Right? A 1 to 2. Damn, I did it again. Did it again. Wrong count. Oh, guys, looks like we're making our way up, taking a high 30. Right now, like I said, you should be up like 30, 40 points. I super under leveraged too. That's why, by mistake. Boom, yeah, boom, yeah. So like I said, I would just have my stop at 31,070 and just kind of cool it. We're up a 1 to 2 ish. So like I said, just being patient, letting price do its thing, right? So gold right now, like I said, it looks like potentially we could make our way into this area the way that 30 minutes started. Um, like I said, if it touches this 30-minute candle, it would be clean. Um, 30. Let's look at the 3-minute. Okay, I like that the 3-minute has no wick to the upside. So realistically, if you missed it, this could potentially be a re-entry right on 3-minute. Right, even smaller stop. Right, you could really have it at 31,073. Um, But yeah, realistically, like I said, like our first real target would really be like this high, this liquidity at 31,222, right? So we're in alignment even with our TP, right? So I would set first TP at 31,222, right? As of right now, like I said, if you got in right at the area that I told you to, in my eyes, right at the next like 15-minute candle, you should be able to break even, right? In my eyes, like I said, like we should just really continue to see to see us break above higher. But at the same time, it's just not falling in love with the analysis. Like I said, it's a beautiful, beautiful reaction so far. But it's just being patient, right? So even with that, looking at gold, nothing really. Like I said, sometimes the best trade is no trade. It looks like we caught the only pretty clean setup, in my eyes, at least personally, right? So drop a dollar sign if you guys are in some profits. Let me see some dollar signs, family. Where we at? Okay, 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 okay. Right. So like I said, ideally, if you entered at that area that I told you to, you could break even or just have your stop loss. Like I said, I wouldn't really be risking more than 20 points at this rate, just because like I said, we're virtually up a 1 to 2 already, just off that first bounce. So I would just protect capital. Like I said, account preservation. A small win is better than a small loss, right? Break even is better than small loss, but it's really just dependent on what you want as an individual. But one thing that I'm gonna do, right? So for every single person that tuned in today, right? If you guys want access, I'm gonna be running a pop-up training today. If you guys want access, right, just shoot me a text message, right, or shoot me a DM. I'll send you guys that link. I'm gonna be going through that lesson that I was talking to you guys about in terms of Wickoff, um, to really, really explain to you guys what's going on. But if you guys are in, sorry, let me share my screen again. If you guys are in, like I said, look at this, right? We're lit. So TP1 is about to hit. I would pay myself a little bit right now. Break even 100%. We're up 90 points, family, in literally 6 minutes. So pay yourself, break even, right? Like I said, you guys should be up at least a little percent, a little something light, right? So in terms of that, family, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up for today, right? We're approaching TP1. Like I said, TP1 is 31,222. 100 points, family. If you guys made some money, yeah, I under leverage like a motherfucker too. Don't worry, I dropped the wrong. This is why I live traded, man. Live traded. I'm grateful for my 2%, but at the same time, right, I definitely could have got more in. Oh my gosh. Yeah, take profit. You guys could take some profits. Okay, I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't even gonna hold you, family. Right. 100 points. Won't even let me TP. Oh my gosh. Like, okay, yeah. So to me, TP1, you could TP1, right? Second TP, 31,314. I personally think it's gonna make its way up here. If it doesn't, then I personally would still want to see it push a little bit above that liquidity. But in terms of that, family, if you guys made some money today, like I said, even if you're not, um, like even if you're not a paid student, like I said, I'm nice. I just feel bad, so I just be like, all right, whoever comes on, right? But at the same time, there's a lot that you guys are missing out on in the Discord. Like you guys are not seeing no setups, no markups, no nothing. So I want you guys to understand that I have a testimonial section in the Discord, and if you guys made money, like I said, just drop a testimonial. It means a lot to me. Especially if you made money, like I said, it's really just helping with the credibility because, like I said, there's a lot of people in that other company. right, that really just try and discredit me and talk down. And you really have to ask yourself, like, if people have to talk down on somebody so much for what they do, you really have to ask yourself why they're doing that. Because like I said, when I was with the old company, I was being leveraged and I was being edified and I was the best trader and I was this, that, and the third. And then as soon as I leave, it's like, I live with my mom, I don't do this, I don't do that. And it's like, okay, right, when you look at 28, 29-year-old men, 30-year-old men comparing themselves to a 21-year-old kid, that just lets you know that you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. So you really just got to compare yourself to people that are just like you. Yeah, TP1 officially hit now. um So we're up 120 points, family. Like I said, I really hope you guys have been eating these last 2 days. We caught 30 beautifully both times. In terms of this, like I said, I'm gonna be running a pop-up training today at 7 p.m. Eastern, family. I love and appreciate you guys. I'm gonna catch you guys on the rebound. Grateful for every single one of your time. YouTube video coming soon. I'm gonna upload it within the next 2 hours, family. So stay tuned. I'm gonna have that up on my channel shortly. You guys take care, stay blessed. I love you.